welcome to Your New Favorite Song here on AIM Country Music Television, where we introduce you to the voices redefining and refining country music, one unforgettable track at a time. Today, we're joined by Trace Nixon, a rising artist whose sound blends grit, soul, and storytelling in a way that feels both timeless and fresh. His latest video, Secondhand Hold On Me, is a powerful reflection on love, memory, and the emotional fingerprints we carry long after the moment has passed. We'll cover Trace's creative process, his journey into songwriting, and the stories behind the songs. Trace is here today to talk about one of his new songs, Secondhand Hold On Me. So let's welcome Trace to the program right now to talk about what might just be your new favorite song. Trace Nixon, welcome to the program.
Mark, I'm happy to be here, man. Thanks for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. It's really nice to meet you here.
Yes, sir.
Let's just start off with a question. As I understand it, your parents are professional musicians. You've played most of your life. The last couple of years, you really dedicated yourself to making a go of the music business. Let's open this show with an intro. Take a few minutes and just give us the Trace Nixon story.
Oh man. Well, I'm not sure there's much to that one, but no, I guess the origin story, yeah, got to go back to early '90s. My parents met, played music together for a little bit, and I was kind of raised in that honky tonk scene. Went through the bluegrass scene with my mom, and learned what some good music sounds like, and then yeah, man, I don't know if they're happy to see it or not, but I've fallen right in line with that career path. So that's basically it, man. Just a lot of music in my life, and I love doing it.
I really think parents are probably always happy to see a kid following along in their footsteps, so they're probably pretty proud.
They maybe not so much when I left the real comfy day job and went towards this, but they're coming around a little bit.
Yeah, well, parents always want to shove you out of the nest, but then they want you to follow their path a little bit.
Right, exactly. Yep.
With your early exposure to bluegrass side of the tracks, what puts you toward the George Strait, Alan Jackson, and Ronnie Millsap vein of country music?
Yeah, man. So I kind of had was like I'll say two angels, since I can't say anything bad about my mom or dad, but my mom was the bluegrass side, my dad was the straight country side, so I kind of had both of them, over my shoulder, and they love both of them themselves, but I don't know, I think just for me it was a little bit more the instrumentation, the little it was a little bit more of the music that kind of drew me to the country side of things. Bluegrass has top-notch musicians, like you go to any bluegrass jam at a festival and you'll be blown away. Um, but I just love like kind of I guess like the energy behind some of the country songs, like, especially Ronnie Millsap, you hear a Millsap tune and it just takes your breath away sometimes, So I think that's probably what did it.
Got it. Well, you've got 4 songs available on Spotify, as of today. And my impression is they really fit into that classic country vibe very neatly with, the George Strait, Alan Jackson stuff. Not overproduced or too polished, but they're done really well, very authentic. How would you describe your music to someone who hasn't heard you before to get them to give you a listen?
Yeah, man, I think just kind of like your little man songs, your Alan Jackson kind of storytelling. I'm a very big, lyric focused. I love trying to paint a picture, tell a story that just goes back to being influenced by guys like Dean Dillon and Paul Overstreet and Tom T. Hall, all those great writers. And I try to just put myself out there a little bit as far as being real with the lyrics, and hopefully the folks that listen can resonate a little bit with it or connect with it. But I think if they're looking for some comparisons, I think I have a somewhat of an Alan Jackson-ish sound, and then but definitely that kind of more late '80s, '90s country music sound to my stuff. Yep.
I think that fits.
Yeah.
Well, if I was to sneak into your house and hide behind the couch and not get caught, because that would be a different story, what will we catch you listening to in your off time?
Oh man. Lately it's been a lot of Zach Top. I've been loving all his stuff he's putting out. This is the first time, and I've not known personally, but I saw Zach for the first time 10+ years ago at a bluegrass festival. His band and my mom's band were playing the same festival, and And I was a fan from the second I saw him. So anyways, fast forward to now, he's putting out some great country music, and it's been the first time I've really been able to be a true fan of somebody in my age. You know, like I've never really been able to see somebody come up in their prime, you know, playing this kind of country music, you know, and because I was driving to high school listening to, you know, Clint Black's Killin' Tom record and, you know, all the stuff that they had already kind of gone through their prime and everything. So I'm just, yeah, it makes me proud, makes me just happy to hear that kind of good country music playing again. So I think Zach Top is a good, probably safe answer.
Yeah,
Yep,
it gives you a peer you can look up to, look sideways to, whatever.
exactly. And it, you know, as much as I love all the Millsap and George Strait tunes, you know, I've listened to him probably close to a million times in my lifetime, you know, so it's good to have something new to kind of keep the ears fresh a little bit.
Exactly. Right. Well, you're here today to talk about your new release, Secondhand Hold On Me. Why don't you take a little bit of time here and tell us about the inspiration before we watch the video?
Yes, sir. Yeah. So it was kind of one of those random thoughts that I had. I saw a Facebook video. It was from the movie Forrest Gump, the New Year's Eve scene, when he and Lieutenant Dan are having some fun with some wild ladies, and he pushes the lady off of him because you know she tastes like cigarettes, and he didn't like that. And just the way my mind works, I tend to think about things a little sarcastically or a little backwards sometimes, and I just thought how funny it would be if Forrest was into that kind of girl, you know. So that's kind of where the idea started, and then I started kind of just putting some things down on paper, getting the melody going, and when I kind of came up with Secondhand Hold On Me, I love to play on word stuff, you know, and any kind of double meaning kind of lyrics, and so I took that to my fiance Ashley, and because she's usually the first one to tell me yes or no, you know, if something's bad, she'll let me know real quick. So I played her the first verse and chorus, and she was like, "Wow, that's actually not bad." So, and she actually helped me finish the song out. You know, we kind of sat there and bounced some ideas around and pulled the song together. But yeah, man, it was just kind of one of those things that, you know, not real, nothing inspired by a real event, but just you know, some fun writing. You know,
Good storytelling.
exactly. Yeah, hopefully. Yeah,
Exactly. Well, I'd love to play it now. Is that cool with you?
absolutely. Yeah, and please keep in mind, you know, Ashley is the lead actress in the video as well. So my fiance that helped me write the song, and she came down to Nashville and was in the video with me. So it's a pretty special moment for us.
I like it. Okay. You're watching Trace Nixon's video for Secondhand Hold On Me here on AIM Country Music Television.
I saw her through a cloud of smoke in a corner booth, sitting all alone. And when I noticed she was smiling at me, I've always had a certain type, you know, the kind of girl that my mama would like. But she was like nothing I'd ever seen. I've never liked the smell of cigarette smoke. Oh, but when she pulled me close, it's like I was addicted, I couldn't resist it. You never felt anything like this. Through smoke and swinging doors, jonesing for one more. Well, I was hooked from our first kiss. And I don't know when it hit me, but man, I just couldn't believe the way she had a secondhand hold on me. She told me she was passing through down to Venice Beach, or was it Malibu? She'd be in town for a couple of days. Now I'm smoking Marlboro Reds while she's living rent-free in my head. Heart broke, I didn't beg her to stay. But when the smoke cleared, she was gone. Oh, she quit me cold turkey. Guess my heart held home. Like I was addicted, I couldn't resist it. You never felt anything like this. Through smoke and swinging doors, jonesing for one more. Well, I was hooked from our first kiss. And I can tell what you're thinking, I know it's hard to believe. The way she had a secondhand hold on me. When the smoke cleared, she was gone. Oh, she quit me cold turkey, but my heart held on. Like I was addicted, I couldn't resist it. You never felt anything like this. Through smoke and swinging doors, jonesing for one more. Well, I was hooked from our first kiss. And I don't know when it hit me, but man, I just couldn't believe. Oh, they say, boy, it'll kill you. Guess I've been too blind to see. She's had a secondhand hold on me. Oh, a secondhand hold on me.
Very well done.
Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate that.
I noticed the first time I watched the thing, the chemistry between you and Ashley just looked like actors. It looked like you were really, because it's just so natural, and that kind of stuff's really hard to fake.
Man, that means a lot, because we were worried to death after we left Nashville. We were like, we messed that all up. It's gonna be terrible, So that means a lot. I really appreciate that.
And Ashley Grant is your fiance. And
yes,
we should
sir.
mention that she did enough on this song. She's even mentioned in the credits. So that's kind of cool.
Yes, sir. Oh, yeah. I definitely wanted to highlight that, because that was something, that was a special moment for me as well. Because, she's given me some feedback and some words here or there that might work better. But that was the first time that she ever really kind of dove into a song with me and kind of helped me out with the process. So it was a cool moment, So I wanted to have her up there with me.
Yeah, the ladies are always good for feedback.
Oh man. That's what I tell people. I say, either go ask a little kid or Ashley. She'll tell you exactly what she's thinking,
Yeah, there's no filter.
Right.
That's what you need, though, because the public is going to do that.
Oh, I know. Yep, and it's they're a little more, they're a little harsher at times than she'll even be. So it's getting me prepared for it, for sure.
The good part about that is then if they like something, they really like it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You've been working on your first EP titled Hand Me Down Name. We now have a release date, I think, of October 3rd.
Yes, sir.
So it's just around the corner. Tell us what's in store for us.
Man, people are going to get a good glimpse of, I think, my background in music, just the sound that I've kind of been fortunate to be around my whole life and develop a little bit as I've become my own artist the last few years. And, it's got a little bit of everything in there for folks. Got some pretty classic country sound, got some a little bit more upbeat honky tonk sounds, and then a little bit grittier, heavier sounds for those rockers. So I'm excited just to showcase a little bit of a range and get some originals out, and hopefully some folks will like it.
I'm sure they will. I've enjoyed everything I've heard so far.
Oh, thank you, man.
You're welcome. Let's try a couple of really rapid fire questions here.
Yes, sir.
If you had to describe your sound in 3 words, what would the 3 words be?
Oh, I'd say traditional, country, probably simple. It's
funny. That's a harder question than it sounds like on the surface.
It is. But I think this probably sums up. Merle Haggard, I think, said that if a song looks that big on paper, then it's probably a great song. And keep it simple, and that's something I've always tried to live by. So I think I don't see simple as being a bad thing when it comes to music sometimes.
No, I think a lot of times it's like fashion. It's like get the way you want to be, and then take one thing away.
Exactly. Yeah, no doubt.
If it still stands, you got something.
Yes, sir. Yep.
If you could record a duet with any country legend, who would it be, and what song would you sing?
Mm. If I had it, can I go male and female or just one?
Oh, go ahead. Good
Female,
kid. Yeah.
female would be Patty Loveless. And I would love to sing, man. Mm, Probably the song that her and Vince do together. You don't need diamonds or big fancy cars. You're my kind of woman, my kind of man. I love that song, and they have great chemistry in that one. So yeah, I love Patty Loveless. She's the best. Male, man, I probably have to say George Strait, just because he's the king, and I would love to just be on the record with the guy that my dad grew up idolizing. He was my dad's hero, and that's why he was a big part of my childhood growing up. So I think George Strait would probably be the coolest one.
If you're too country music, it's just almost a sin to leave out George Strait when you're talking about this kind of stuff.
It really is, and that just goes to show just what he's done for the genre. He's been the man for however many years he's been doing it. He's just it's a special career for sure. So thank you, George.
Okay, what's one thing about Trace Nixon that fans probably don't know yet?
I'm a little bit have a bit of a darker side, like as far as sarcastic, side, and sometimes that slips out on stage, and folks aren't really expecting or ready for it, so it kind of hits them a little bit, but it's just kind of one of those things. I grew up, my family's a bunch of boys, and so we, grew up just being boys, and so every now and then, I'll let a comment slip on stage that I maybe shouldn't have, and it's kind of always takes people back. But yeah, I'd say that's one, because for the most part, when I'm in public, I try to come off, I like talking to folks, and love being friendly, and conversing and whatnot, and but every now and then when the social media gets depleted a little bit, I might kind of turn on the other side a little bit more than I should, but that's probably a big one.
And you have to start sneaking that in now, because every one of us is going to be looking for it now.
No, exactly right.
Well done, sir. Before I let you go, I'd love for you to tell us where to find you online, on stage, and where we can buy or listen to all of your music.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So, social media is a big one. I'm trying to be as consistent on there as I can, but Facebook is just Trace Nixon Official, and then Instagram is Trace Nixon _music. Spotify, Apple Music, I guess Amazon, all the big streamers, Trace Nixon, and you can find some of the songs that we put out so far, and the EP coming for too long. So got a few spots.
Fantastic. Well, I really enjoyed the visit, Trace. Thanks for coming on today.
Mark, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for having me.
Welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, Trace Nixon.
Thank you.
So what do you guys think? Is Secondhand Hold On Me going to be your new favorite song? This has been Mark Gilliott for AIM Country Music Television. Thanks for watching.
From our first kiss, and I don't know when it hit me, but man, I just couldn't believe. Oh, they say, boy, it'll kill you. Guess I've been too blind to see. She's had a secondhand hold on me. Oh, a secondhand hold